Is Herb Tyler doing Chick-fil-A today or no?
No.
All right. Well, Tim Beret is probably somewhere, and Ross is as y'all know, is new and has done a great job. So this is his, I guess, first official as we get into the season deal here. But appreciate all of you coming today. Really excited to see you. I mean, I really am. This has been today's been kind of like waking up. And it's been Christmas all day today. Just excited to get started. Can't wait to get back on the field and love our team. I love the spirit that they have come to camp with and the focus. The guys are excited. The staff's ready to go. And so a lot of administrative type stuff to make sure we can kind of get the plane off the ground, if you will, safely. But today we get it in the air with this first practice. So really just anxious and ready to go, and I'm sure y'all got a bunch of questions, so I'll turn it over to y'all.
Coach, what's the first question you tell the team today as you guys assemble on the practice field?
The first question?
First question for the guys coming back in.
I didn't really have a question for them, just more, just when I met with the seniors yesterday, just more, I guess that was a question, kind of like, where are we? Where's the mindset of our team? Any issues, any concerns, anything, to just get a vibe. So that's usually where I start, because I usually meet with those guys before I get to the team. But then from that point on, it's just more, it's not as much asking them questions as it is to kind of laying out, what it's going to take and reconfirming what we're all about, and kind of reinstalling our core values and the things that we believe in, and the focus that it's going to take, and the challenge that's ahead, and accepting that challenge.
Coach, number 2 in the coaches' preseason poll, just like 2 years ago. I know you don't concern yourself with rankings this time of year, but just how does this team compare to that team, just the chemistry and the makeup of it?
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, we've got, I think that we have some similarities to that team. I mean, we're a very talented team. We probably have a little more depth on this team than we did that year at certain critical positions. But that's all to be determined. That team was resilient. That team, was committed. That team did something that hadn't been done here in a long time. So it's really hard to compare this team to that team. If this team can go on and have a great year and unbelievable success and things like that team did, then maybe we got something to talk about. But right now, it's just, man, we got to go put the work in, and that's what today's all about. It's just day one and just putting 121 days of commitment together in a row here.
Dabo, a lot of these guys know that they can play football. They know what they've achieved. How do you keep them even keeled in keeping that mindset about, hey, you still have to prove?
Well, that's every day. I mean, it's not something that you just walk in on day one and say, okay, you got to go prove it, you got to go earn it. It's just really every day, as far as how we talk to our guys and the training and our strength conditioning and the mentality that's created through the off season. Our individual meetings, our group meetings. It's a never-ending process to create the mindset that you have to have in the culture of your program to sustain success and handle adversity and all those type of things. But again, we start over every year, and it's just what we do, and you have to do it all over again. As we always say, you don't carry over last year's big plays. You don't carry over last year's failures and mistakes. It's a new challenge. We're in a new journey, and the journey doesn't start today. That's what, if you just now think you're going to go put the work in, you're way behind. This team's been grinding since January, and this is just the next phase of our journey. And but we just constantly start over, reinforce that, and you get what you earn. I mean, you got to earn it. You got to prove it all over again. Every coach and every player has something to prove, and that's how we approach it. I mean, I come to work every day. I got something to prove, man. I got to prove it every day. To me, I'm still an interim coach that's got to prove that I can lead this program every day, and you know, our Christian Wilkins needs to show up and prove that he still is the best 3 technique. And Cleveland needs to show up and with the mindset of that freshman from 3 years ago that's trying to prove he can be a great player at this level. That's something that you have to have woven into the culture, and you reinforce that when you get those opportunities, and that's what we do. I mean, you got to earn it every single time. You got to earn it. And the preseason stuff, and that's great, but that's just based on past performance, which is great. It's based on the past. We've got to be great right here in this moment, and really just be locked in on what we've got to do with this team. So, man, I can't wait to go do that. I mean, every year you're trying to prove something. You're trying to prove them wrong, prove them right, you know, but we got something to prove.
This is your first chance to see your full team.
Yep.
To see Justin Ross, Kyle,
Yep.
Michael, Goodwin. What does it mean for you to go out there on that practice field today? How excited are you to go out there and see what you finally got, what it might all begin to look like?
Oh, I'm pumped because I haven't had a chance to do that yet. And fortunately, we did have a lot of guys that came in the spring, you know, with 9 mid-years. But with those other 8 signees and then some of the other walk-ons that we're bringing in, it's exciting to know that you got a complete team. You know, to get Kyler and to get Mario in the mix. You know, they weren't there this spring, and so we were a little. That was the one area depth-wise where I thought we were a little thin, especially when a couple of guys got hurt. So I'm excited to kind of add them into what's already a good group. And same thing with Justin. Throw him out there with a pretty good group and just be a complete team, and let's go to work and see if we can put it all together. We got all the ingredients that are on the table there, but we got to put it together. You know, it ain't gonna jump together itself. We gotta put it together in the right order.
Coach, you guys weighed in yesterday. I think Jackson Carmen was 338 the same weight as Big Dex. Any surprises there with the weigh-in?
I think Dex was 39. I think, but oh man, I was so happy and proud of a bunch of those guys. I mean, Jackson especially. I mean, it's hard on him. I mean, he was about 370 when he got here. You know, not 345, not 355. He's like 370 and a biscuit or two from 375. I mean, he was nowhere near where he needed, but he knew that and he recognized that. He can still move. He still moved pretty good, but golly, just the work that he's put in and how he's bought in, he's still not anywhere close to what he's going to be. I think he got 405. I think that was his bench. So he's getting there, but he's not close to what he's going to look like here a couple of years down the road if he'll continue to put the work in. But that's what I'm proud of a young guy like that to buy in. I mean, we all know how hard it is to lose 10 pounds, you know, but he's talking about that's a lot of weight that this kid dropped and did it the right way. And so Paul Harrington, our nutritionist, and Donna and Hallie, our chefs, and you know, our strength and conditioning staff, they did an amazing job. And he's one of them. Same thing with Dexter. You know, Dexter couldn't really grind like he needed to last year, and he was up there in that 350 range. And man, to see him where he is, he's lean. All these guys are lean. They look great. I think Travis was about, I think he's about 185 when he got here, and he's up to that 202-3 range, and T's about 209. I mean, it's just fun to see these guys develop and mature, and you know, but it comes from hard work. I mean, you got to put the work in. But there were several guys. Mitch Hyatt, I think he got here about 280. Now he's up there in that 308 range. Ankrum, he was like 309, somewhere like that.
But Justin Ross, I think he was about 207.
Justin Ross is just, you know, I mean, he just showed up about 207. Imagine what he's going to look like in a couple of years. He'll look like Mike. You know, he'll be 225 pounds as he matures. You know, he's a basketball player. They've played at a very high level of basketball, so it's fun.